All right, man. Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street follows the plot of these four teenagers that are being chased down by this quote unquote child diddler, child murderer, named Freddy Krueger, who has like fucking fifth degree burns or some shit because he's fucking burnt crispy, but he has this crazy claw hand, and he's able to go into the dreams of these kids and basically kill them in the dream, and whatever happens in the dreams happens in real life. So Freddy decides to, start killing all the kids on Elm Street, which I don't know how many kids live in fucking Elm Street. Can't be that many houses. It gotta be like what, 12 houses? It's fucking 12 kids or some shit, bro. But yeah, the reason he's killing these kids is because the kids' parents caught him and then decided to do, fucking street justice and burn him alive for fucking killing kids. So he's angry. He comes back as a dream demon and he starts fucking killing their kids. The first one up on the chopping block though is Tina. Tina is the girlfriend of Rod, the Mexican guy. I think he's Mexican. She ends up getting brutalized. I'm like, bro, she's getting chopped up, turned to fucking hibachi. It's crazy, bro. And it just goes from there because they're having like a house party. It's just the four of them really, and Rod and fucking Tina are upstairs banging it, going crazy. Johnny Depp's character is mad about that. He's trying to crack Nancy. She ain't letting that shit happen. But Tina ends up getting brutally murdered. Police show up. Nancy's dad is like the chief of police for fucking, I guess, Elm Street Police Department or some shit. And she ends up having to explain to her dad that her Rod didn't do it. He didn't murder Tina. It couldn't possibly had been him. I mean, if you see the movie, bro, Tina gets turned into fucking Nickelodeon slime, so it's kind of impossible for him to do that. But he doesn't care. John Sexton, the actor who plays Nancy's dad, and he's like, no, we gotta bring him in. He's a danger to society or some shit. They ended up bringing him in, and freaking he ends up getting got too. Freddy ends up killing him pretty easy in the jail cell. Nancy ends up, trying to figure out what's going on because Nancy really is the main character of the movie. She's the smartest one in my opinion. She's the one that really stands up at the end of Freddy and is like, you know what, fuck you, bro. I'm not dealing with this bullshit. I'm not gonna let you harass me in my dreams anymore. It's just beating the dog shit out of him, Home Alone style. And freaking Nancy ends up getting locked in her room by her parents and aren't letting her leave. She can't leave, but she doesn't want to go to sleep either. So she ends up taking fucking B12 vitamins, drinking hella coffee and drinking hella Red Bull, and fucking on the track to get a fucking heart attack, but she accidentally falls asleep one night. But she calls her boyfriend, Johnny Depp. By the way, this is Johnny Depp's first movie ever, which is crazy. But she ends up calling him and being like, yo, don't let me fall asleep, bro. Like, if you catch me sleeping, wake my ass up. But he ends up falling asleep, too. And fucking, she ends up going to sleep. Freddy ends up showing up, trying to murder her. And she's like, fuck, bro. And she ends up getting away by the, like, barely. She wakes up and she gets mad as fuck at Johnny Depp's character. She's like, what the fuck, bro? You're supposed to keep me up, dickhead. That shit was hilarious. But eventually, even Johnny Depp's character gets fucking, like, he gets turned into, my bad, I think it was him. He's the one that ends up getting turned into fucking Nickelodeon slime, not Tina. Tina ends up getting slashed and fucking dragged across the roof of her fucking room by Freddy. Johnny Depp's character gets it the worst in this movie, bro. He gets turned into Nickelodeon slime, bro. It's insane. And then Nancy's like, fuck it, bro. I'm tired of this. I'm trying to sleep. My parents keep trying to do these weird tests on me. They take her to the hospital. They're trying to figure out why she won't go to sleep. And then eventually the mom breaks down because the mom's secretly an alcoholic. And she's like, oh, yeah, Freddy, yeah, he's coming back. He's probably doing this because we were the ones that burned him alive back in the day. He killed our friends. And, we just did our own justice. And Nancy's like, fuck. How the fuck am I going to figure this out? But she's like, you know what? It's my dream. So I'm going to just booby trap this house in the real world. And then I guess in the real world, it's going to affect the dream world. And it ends up affecting the dream world with this. Basically, by the end of this movie, it turns to fucking Home Alone. Like, Nancy's really doing the best she can to fucking beat the shit out of Freddy, trap him. It's fucking hilarious, actually, the way she ends up. And I like it because in most horror movies, you never see that shit. You usually just see the kids running and eventually one by one they all get murdered until the final girl's like, you know what? I'm gonna stand up barely to this fucking psychopath. And she ends up surviving. Or there's another character there that's like the boyfriend of the last girl, and he ends up killing the villain, well, quote unquote killing, because these people always have to come back. There has to be more movies with these teen slashers, and yeah, she ends up, I forget what it is. She ends up fucking waking up finally from one of the dreams for a dream, and she thinks everything's regular. And then there's like this whole crazy cliffhanger where Nancy gets like dragged into her car. Like the car is Freddy, and then he's driving off laughing, and I guess that's supposed to lead up to a sequel, which we did get, which I'm gonna review later on. But like the movie it's a good horror movie. It's not it has enough characters and it's long enough that you're like, oh wow, this is a good movie. You get good kills in this. Not there's not like fucking 10 people we have to go through to have a high body count. There's not a high body count in this movie at all. Like there's like 4 people, 6 maybe that get fucking murdered, I guess. And yeah, bro, it's just a good movie. If you haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street, y'all need to check that shit out, bro. Yeah, bro. I'll check y'all out on the next one.